Good morning everyone. Today we will be considering the 22nd video of Apex Trigger in which we will be using a multiple nested maps. Why we need a multiple nested maps? We will be looking out for the scenario. The scenario is in such a way, if someone try to update the task record, she should not be able to update that task record. Why is it so? We need to put a check on the account table that as soon as if that checkbox is disabled and someone tried our task trigger handler. So let's create this before the method starts. So I will be adding public static void. Now the method name is before update handler 3. Oh my bad. So let's remove extra spaces here and I will be adding 003. Then what I need to do, I will be adding my contacts in the contact ID set. So I will be adding my t1.whoid in this. So I got the contact ID. So from contact I need to reach to the account IDs. So this will be returning me the whole task where modification of task will be true or false. So we are done with this. So let's save this query and check are we good with this. So this record gets saved. So here we need to check this field. So we will be taking the help for the map where we will be creating a set of first set will be first map will be the map of task ID versus contact ID. This is my first map. Second map will be of account IDs, and third map will be contact ID versus my full contact ID versus account ID. So I will be creating these three maps where this will be acting as in order to map these two maps. So let's create these maps step by step. So we will be seeing out why we need these three maps. So now we will be creating these three maps because we got an account list, we got this field as well, we got this field as well, we got account ID as well. So we got three fields, but here we need to map all of them so that we can get this field as well. Okay, so let's go step by step how we will be doing it. First we will be creating a map of ID versus ID, that is task versus column, that is column list. So finally our motive is in order to reach till this field. So we will be seeing how we will be reaching with these three maps. One is this map that we have created, second is this map, and further we will be converting this into map as well. Let's see how we will be doing. So let's first fill this map, that is contact versus account map dot put. What we need to put? We need to put first con.id comma con.account ID. So let's fill this. So our two maps are ready. One is this map, task versus contact map. Second map is this map. A third map is we can convert this query into map. How we can do it? We can create a map of ID, that is account ID versus account, and instead of account list we will be creating account map, and further what we will be doing, I will be copying this line, that is map of ID versus account, this one, and here I will be pasting new, and further I will be pasting this, and in the round braces I will be adding of my SQL query. So this is a SQL query. So let's save this. So I hope everyone is clear till this point how we are getting these sets. So these three maps, map 1 plus. So now we will be using these three maps in order to reach till this point, because finally if we need to show the error we need to check if this is false. Okay, so let's start doing it. So first what I will be adding, I will be doing the for loop on task list, because we need to give the error on the current record that is getting updated, and that can be done only when we pick the trigger.new records. So how we will be doing, we will be adding task t1. I am keeping it t1 like this. So I will be picking new records. So new records. So again, further what I will be adding, if condition, and in if condition first step will be, I will be picking my first map, that is this map, where we are picking out the task IDs. So how I will be picking, so here what I will be doing, that is task.contactMap.get. I will be adding t1.id. So this map will give me the, what it will be giving, it will give me the contact IDs. So I think everyone is here, go till here. So this map got used. So what this map got used in first step, and it return me contact ID for the modification field. So I hope everyone is clear till this point. This is the climax of the trigger. So please be concentrated on this point, because this is the only thing that I am running this trigger through. Okay, so it is giving me this. So how next step is, from this map I will be picking the account ID, because I have contact ID. So I will be using this contact ID here. So what I will be doing, I will be picking the second map, that is contact versus account map. So what I will be writing, contact versus dot get. So here what I am getting, a contact ID. So now what I got here, I got my, so now we are good. So I got my account ID till this point. So we got an account ID till this point. So now account ID is there. So from this map, can we get this field? Yes, we can get this field. So further I will be adding third nested map, that is I will be copying this. So copying this out, dot get. So further what I will be adding, so here I will be adding a bracket. So instead in this bracket I will be adding dot get dot, that is modification for task. So I will be getting this field from the account record only. So if you see here, so we are using all three maps in order to get the data. So further, if I need, how I need to present the error, if this is false, then if someone tried to change the error, so how I will be adding t1.add error, that is you can't edit, you cannot task field. So all these three fields have been used, all these three maps have been used, and our trigger is done. So we are getting one error. So let's see what this error is. We are missing one bracket. So let's see where it is creating issue. So let's check this out. We are good with this bracket. So let's save this out. I think by then our trigger will get solved. So now there is no problem. Now let's test this out. Let's go on the account again. So let's cancel this out, and let's go on the account again. That is let's go on the contact first, and from contact here let's go to account, and here I will be making this field as true. So let's make this field as true now, and let's save this record. After saving this records, let's make the changes on the task. So here what I will be doing here, so instead of normal I will be setting it to high. So let's save this record. So now you see my trigger is working fine. So this is how we are using a nested maps in order to play with this trigger. So let's hit the bell icon. Thank you. Thanks everyone.